Calculus, the title of the subject what we are going to study these 2 months. Calculus is the branch of mathematics which focus on limits, derivatives and integration. These are the main three topics which we will be studying in calculus. It has widespread applications in science, economics and engineering. It can alone solve many problems for which algebra alone is sufficient. Calculus is the examination of continuous change and it rates the change that occur. It is used in an array of computer science areas, including creating graphs or visuals, simulations, problem solving apps, coding in applications, analysis of algorithms, etc. It is used for calculating the efficacy of any algorithm. So in calculus, as I mentioned in the beginning, there are three main concepts: limits, differentiation and integration. So now today we will start with limits. Are you able to see the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let the function be x square minus 9 upon x minus 3. Now, when I substitute x is equal to 3 in this function, what happens?
The
When
limit
I
is not defined.
x is equal to
The function.
3, my f of 3 value is three square minus 9 upon 3 minus 3. So it is 3 square 9 minus 9 upon 3 minus 3. So it becomes 0 upon 0, which is not defined because division by 0 is not defined. So when I take value as x is equal to 3, the given function is not defined at that point. Now the question was, if it is not defined at that point, what happens to the function when x takes values very close to 3 but not 3? Now when I say x takes values very close to 3, I am talking about all the real numbers. So real numbers means x can take value near 3 which is less than 3, or it can be greater than 3. So x can take values such as 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 2.956, 2.999, like that. Or it can take values such as 3.001, 3.02, 3.03, 3.04, 3.059, something like this, which is close to 3 but not 3. Okay, so let me make a small table and we will see what happens to this function when x is taking these values. So I will have two rows, one row which will be for values of x and the other will be for corresponding values of the function f of x. Now x is taking values say 2.6, 2.7, 2.9, 2.98. I'm coming close to 3. I am not going to substitute 3, but I'm writing it 3 because I'm coming close to 3 from values less than 3. Now I'll substitute, say, 3.01. I can substitute 3.1. I can put 3.3. I can take 3.39. Any such values, and we will see what happens to the function f of x. Now, when I say that x is not equal to 3, you can observe that now my denominator is not becoming 0, right? So, since x minus 3 is not equal to 0, I can factorize my numerator and cancel out x minus 3. I will repeat, we are taking x is not equal to 3, so that is why now we can do this step. Initially in the function, this was not done because x is any real number. Now I have taken x as non-equal to 3 and then any other real number. So that is why I can cancel out this x minus 3 from the numerator and denominator. And you observe that we are left with only x plus 3. Right? So now we will plug in these values of x here and we will see what happens to the function f of x. So when x is 2.6, this will become 2.6 plus 3. So my answer will be 5.6. When x is 2.7, my value will be 2.7 plus 3. So it will be 5.7. 2.9 plus 3, so it is 5.9. 2.98, so it will be 5.98. Basically, I am adding 3 to all the values of x which I have written. 6.01, 6.1, 6.3, 6.39. So now, as my values of x are coming close to 3, so it is approaching 3, it tends to 3, this is the notation. Now from values less than 3, if I want to say, we put a minus sign. So as x is coming close to 3, as x tends to 3, from the negative side, negative means values of x less than 3, I observe that the function f of x is also coming towards one particular value, and that is nothing but 6. You can observe it here. 5.6, 5.7, 5.9, 5.98. So it is coming very close to 6. Similarly, when x is approaching 3, from the values greater than 3, 3 plus, you can observe that the function f of x is again coming close to one particular point, and that is 6. I have written this plus sign because I want to say that x is taking values greater than 3 and it is coming close to 3. So here you can observe it is 6.01, 6.1, 6.3, 6.39. So all of them are coming close to the point 6. This is from the left side and this is from the right hand side. So when x is coming close to any particular point A, and we observe that f of x comes to a particular point, say for example L, then we call this L as limit of the function f of x. Okay, remember here, as x is approaching A from left side or right side, f of x should also approach L at the same point. If x is approaching A from the left side, the answer goes to some other point. If it is approaching from the right side, that is greater than a values, it approaches some different point, then in that case the limit does not exist. But if approaching any particular point from the values less than it or greater than it, and your function also approaches to a particular value from less than it and greater than it, then we say that L is the function of the f of x, and it is denoted as limit x tends to a of f of x is equal to L. This is how we denote it. Now, one thing to observe here is when x minus 3 is cancelled, if I substitute x is equal to 3 now, this will give me 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, which is nothing but my limit of the function. So whenever you are not getting that the denominator is becoming 0, we can directly go for substituting the value x is equal to given point in the function, and we get the limit of that function. So basically we'll have these two formulas for the limits, which says limit x tends to a of x raised to k. That means you're taking any power k, it can be square, it can be cube, raised to any 10 or whatever. The answer will be a raised to k. We'll just replace x by the given point a, and that will give us the answer. Similarly, limit x tends to a of any kx is k into a. Again, just replace x by a. Am I clear, girls?
Yes, ma'am.